Okay, we pass on, as we can see, the reproduction is quite close to the site of the original. Now, unlike today, during Shakespeare's time, theatres were looked down upon, especially as they were over in Southwark. As well as the Globe, there was the Rose, the Hope, the Swan and the Fortune Theatre. And they were looked down upon because Southwark was notorious for its drinking dens, bear baiting, cockfighting, prostitution. Just passed under Southwark Bridge. Over on our right-hand side, you can see this inlet here where the Thames goes in. This small area is known as Queen Hives Dock. It was used as a major evacuating point during the Great Fire of London, 1666. Great fire that nothing should be built in front or behind St Paul's, obscuring its view as people travel up and down the river or by road towards the cathedral. Now do correct me if I'm wrong, I think I'm right in saying that maybe up until the late 50s, early 60s, St Paul's was the tallest building in London. There was a saying that St Paul's dominated London, but due to the growth of it, designed this way because it's built along the banks of what once did flow the River Fleet that connected to the Thames, covered over maybe 300 years ago. The building with a sloping green roof, next door to that, the Old City of London Boys' School, decorated with 4 great English scholars, from left to right, Francis Bacon, William Shakespeare, Isaac Newton and Sir John Milton. The red brick building next door to that, which used to have one of the earliest Bibles ever printed in English in its collection. I do believe the vast majority of the building is empty now, but all of its exhibits are over at the British Museum and at the British Library. We are coming alongside the blue and white ship on our right to the present. Now it's believed that during a small part of World War II there were 96 of these, and they were disguised as merchant and cargo ships, and they were used to lure away major charity organisations as a restaurant, a bar, etc. Through the trees on our right is a very historic area known as Temple and the Inns of Court, home to lawyers and barristers for over 600 years. John Donne the poet and Oliver Cromwell. When they returned, the lawyers refused to give them the land back. The area is featured in the current movie, The Da Vinci Code. Just before the white boat on our right, you see the archway with the face of old Father Thames on it, the legendary protector of travellers on the river. It's known as Temple Arch or King's Reach, designed by Sir Christopher Wren. It marks also where we leave the City of London, the City of Commerce, and where we enter into the City of Westminster, the City of London. An independent part of London has its own police force. If the Queen wants to enter over into that area, she has to ask permission from the Lord Mayor of London to enter. Of course, he always says yes. The white boat, the Wellington, home of the Honourable Company of Master Mariners and Sea Captains. Ahead of us and behind the trees on our right, we see the building with the little green dome and the Union flag design of this building. Unfortunately though, we never got to see the completed version. The East Wing, the West Wing, completed by many other architects. It was famous for being the General Records Office, births, marriages and deaths. The people who worked there, they used to call it the Matcham, Hatcham and Dispatcham Department. It's mainly now an art gallery, the Courtauld Institute. Thames used to flow through the centre arch of Somerset House and into the grounds. I'm sure you're aware the Thames once had the title of the Great Stink. They had debates in the House of Parliament about the stench of the Thames. And around about 1858-59, a gentleman by the name of Sir Joseph Bazalgette, he was given over £3 million by the then government to design coming back under Waterloo, the Ladies' Bridge. Flying above it, flying above the back of the famous Savoy Hotel. Next door to that, the building with the clock face, Shell Mex House. It used to be a hotel in the 1930s. Nothing to do with Shell anymore, they sold that about 7 years ago. Various companies currently occupy the building. The stone obelisk on our right, Cleopatra's Needle, over 3,500 years old, given to Britain in 1819 by the then Emperor of Egypt as a gift for Britain's help during the Battle of the Nile. Battle of the Nile around about 1798, 1799. The needle was put over there in 1878, was lost, found, then brought here. The Sphinxes were added in 1882, but they're facing the wrong way. They should be facing away from the needle to guard it, protect it, see what's approaching, but facing towards it by mistake. So I guess they've just left it for comedy value. So the curved building on our right, Embankment Place, which is above Charing Cross Station. Charing Cross gets its name from the last of 12 crosses erected by Edward I on the funeral route of his wife Eleanor of Castile at Westminster Abbey behind the Houses of Parliament. And each time the coffin was laid to rest, a cross was erected in Eleanor's honour. For example, areas of Hatton Cross, King's Cross, last of the 12 on our right at Charing. And the Hungerford Railway Bridge, named so because over 200 years ago on our right hand side was a market owned and ran by the then wealthy Hungerford family. On our right hand side, this wonderful chateau-like building on our right incorporates quite a